Hello, my audience. I'm reviewing Spider-Man 2.1 cut from 2007 release back in the year to promote. It's the reason why it got released during the same year Spider-Man 3 got released, and it adds on 8 minutes. Clocks and adds on 8 more minutes of footage added into the movie. The extended cut of Spider-Man 2. Trust me when I say you feel those extra added minutes in every other minute of this movie. The Spider-Man 2 movie from 2004 is something stinky about this movie, rancid. And I'll tell you what's the problem with this movie. I prefer diarrhea over watching this movie. Yep. I prefer actual diarrhea exploding out of my bowels because at least that's a workout. And at least I won't fall asleep of dying of boredom. But I might die of embarrassing death. But which is more embarrassing? The fact that I would die watching Spider-Man 2 or dying on a toilet. Not watching Spider-Man 2. Dying on a toilet sounds more dignified and more or less embarrassing than dying watching Spider-Man 2. That's why Spider-Man 2 gets 2 points out of 10 points. It sucked as much as the first one. Granted, the CGI is at least decent finished this time. In the final product, the visuals have finished this time around. But a shitty story still a shitty story, and characters are still shitty as ever. And punchable, especially Maguire. The Spider-Man and Peter Parker persona. Now, I'm more of a Disney animated fan than I am of Spider-Man live action fan. Because I think when a guy stalks a girl and falls for her and pretends to be someone else that he's not is as charming to the plot like the plot to Spider-Man 2 love story is, with Maguire wanting to get with the girl when she's engaged and her wedding's coming up. I think as is just as heartwarming of a story. Too bad the acting is rubbish. And also Maguire's no Aladdin. And MJ's just not as interesting as the complex character by life icon that is Jasmine from Disney's Aladdin. Peter and MJ belong together. One's a slut and the other one's a naive fool. They belong together like glue and spaghetti. Doesn't that sound charming? Look, Milk Money. You know, that's that movie that was rated. That was that movie where, like, back in the 90s, like, you got kids doing kids things in the 90s movies. Like, They wanted to see a girl naked, topless. So they hire a stripper to show her tits to the girl after paying a stripper. And then he falls. And then one of the kids' dad falls for the stripper, but doesn't know she's until later in the movie. And the mother, the stripper becomes like a mother figure to the boys. It's a charming hoot of a comedy. Milk Money. I'll watch that over what this movie was. Spider-Man 2. Or should I say Spider-Man 2.1? Or would people say number 2? He doesn't give a number 2. Get it? It's a poop joke Pitbull gave in his Men in Black music number from Men in Black 3. This is like Men in Black 3, but if Men in Black 3 sucked. 100% filled with shitty ideas. Or this is like if Men in Black sucked. Or any of the Men in Black movies with Will Smith and this is kind of like if the Men in Black movies weren't funny or action packed. That's what this movie feels like. With the bare minimum of comic book action to draw to your visual eyes, glued to your screen. So you're not glued to the screen watching comic book action. You're just glued to the screen watching Peter trying to hook up with his ex / sort of ex, but never started dating ex because he dumped her before they got on because of Spider-Man. Therefore, now she's with another guy, Spider-Man, and he knows that, but he doesn't care because he wants the pussy. And ends up with the pussy after he gets his powers back. And that pussy's Kristen Dunst, who plays Mary Jane poorly. As poor as Maguire plays Spider-Man. And Peter Parker. Half. He sucks at both. This time around, he's worse than ever. Does this make it a worse movie than Spider-Man 1? It's a toss-up, to be honest with you, between the first one and sequel. Which is worse? For me. It's a toss-up. Split a bit two minds I am. Which is worse? I flip-flop back and forth often. Can't decide, but I know I hate both of them. That's why I give Spider-Man 2.1 a 2 out of 10. It sucked. Goodbye. Subscribe to my video content. Like this video. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. Support my channel. Goodbye. I give Spider-Man 2.1 a 2 out of 10. It sucked that much. Goodbye.